Hop out with that Mac 10. Pussy get shot for that captain. Pussy get popped by that acting.
Before I get started and going into detail about what the Mac 10's attachments are, first I'm going to show you some cool clips of my of some of my kills I got with the Mac 10. Hey, what's up, guys? So today I'm showing off my new Mac 10, and so I just heard about the new Mac 10 or how it's starting to be better than the MP5, and so what I did is I got the MP5. It's kind of funny. So I got to the MP5, maxed out the level of the MP5, right? Heard that was good, maxed it out, had everything, and then they're like, oh, the MP5 is nerfed, and now the Mac 10's the best one. So I'm like, oh my god! So I did I did a whole bunch of matches, got it to level max, and then I experimented with a few different attachments and stuff. And so this is what I found. So the optic, I think, is the Cobra Red Dot. So this is like the max. I would say 1.7 magnification. I think that is like the max for the MP5. I don't think you should go anything like above that, like this 3 times, or this 3 times scope here. You shouldn't use any of these because you're not going to be long range, and that's pretty long range. So I'd say Cobra Red Dot, mill stop reflex, or just like the quick dot. Any of those would be fine. And then for the muzzle, you have the Socom Eliminator, and I chose this one because it has the vertical recoil control, and horizontal recoil control isn't really a problem in any guns. So vertical is like the main recoil, so I think that's the most important, that it has a lot of recoil control for vertical. So I put on 17% vertical recoil control, and it has 85% muzzle flash concealment, and that's like just kind of like a plus, you know. I don't really care about the stealth part of it, so I don't really care, but I mean it does help, I guess, a little bit. And it has negatives in shooting move speed and horizontal recoil control, but shooting move speed doesn't really matter too much to me. I don't really care about the speed. And then so for the barrel, you have the 6.1 reinforced heavy, and so this has a effective damage range of plus 18%, and a bullet velocity of 80, so the bullets will go faster. And it has a -4 sprinting move speed and a -20 aim walking movement speed. And again, those don't matter too much to me. And so the reason why we aren't choosing this task force is because normally I'd want to do this task force because it increases the damage, and it basically just has like super damage on it. But vertical recoil control -20 and horizontal recoil control -15. So that's just that recoil would just be too much to handle. And for the body with the steady aim laser, and I would go for like the SWAT, but I don't want any minuses right now, so I'm just gonna keep with the steady aim laser. But if you want, I would say the SWAT is really your second choice. Yeah, there's probably the SWAT, steady aim laser, or Ember sighting point. Those are all good ones. So if you're really just looking for some extra hip fire, I would say the SWAT is the best. But then if you're going a little bit more long range, you can go for this one because it has a better reveal distance, but it also has a minus sprint to fire time and aim down sights. Aim down sights is kind of important. So I would rather have less. I would rather have like a higher aim down sights time than more reveal distance, because I don't really care about that for a short range gun. And so for the underbarrel here, we have the field agent grip. And I chose this one because it has a vertical recoil control and a horizontal. And even though the horizontal obviously isn't even really that important, but it still gives you the vertical recoil control, and it also it helps a little bit to have better horizontal recoil control. And then if you go to the magazine, I would say the Salvo 53 round fast mag, just because the 53 rounds is the highest amount of highest amount of bullets you can have in the Mac 10, no matter what thing you have on. So really, it's a 53 round drum, and the drum is obviously heavier. You know, it's bad for reload quickness. But then this is the exact same amount of bullets, but it's a fast mag, so you can do it faster, right? So I would recommend this one. I don't see why I wouldn't really want to choose this one. And for the handle, I would say airborne elastic wrap because you can drop shot with it. You have 90% flinch resistance, which is important if you're getting fired back at, and a 30% aim down sights time. You could also go with the serpent wrap or serpent wrap, so you can have plus 25% aim down sights time, which is more important than the sprint to fire. Actually, the sprint to fire is pretty important, but also pretty much all of them except for like field tape. I guess field tape is okay, but the first, like the really good ones have a bad sprint to fire time. So that's okay because we have some other things that boost the sprint to fire, but the airborne elastic wrap has more pluses than it does minuses, and you can drop shot with it. So I would choose that one. And for the stock, we would choose the wire stock. So this improves the sprint to fire that we just lost in this airborne elastic. And then so we could also choose. I was looking it up, and I saw someone that chose the Raider stock. But if you're gonna choose the Raider stock, you get extra sprint to fire time, right, which is important. But your hip fire accuracy is gone. Why would you want that? You know, you want your hip fire accuracy. That's what you want, hip fire accuracy. Like, so you won't use hip fire all the time. You'll use your scope more than you'll use the hip fire. But if you have a minus 30 hip fire, well, how are you, when it comes time to use your hip fire, you won't be able to do it. So that's why I would choose the wire stock here, and it has no minuses, obviously, right? And then so obviously, since I have all the attachments, that's why you should choose the gunfighter. And for your second one, just take this shotgun here. Like I don't it doesn't really matter which gun you take. I almost never even use my second gun anyway. But if you're looking for good attachments, I pretty much got this one down. This one's at the level max. Back in when I first started playing, this was my favorite gun. And it has I put on the duckbill choke, so it has a 50% wider pellet spread. And it has the 25.2 task force, which is 50% damage increase. And for the body, Ember's sighting point, so hip fire accuracy and reveal distance. But you could also just choose this one. Actually, I should probably choose the SWAT 5 milliwatt laser sight, just for the better hip fire accuracy. Like reveal distance, obviously for short guns doesn't really matter. So, and then for the magazine, didn't really choose anything. Don't really care about the magazine for this one. And for the handle, obviously the airborne elastic wrap again. And obviously, once again, you can use any of the other ones. And then for the stock, I just chose the shotgun stock just because it has a better sprint to fire time. Well, actually, it just doesn't have any cons. So that's why, like, so if I just have an extra one and I don't really know what to put, I'll just choose something that doesn't have any minuses and just like a little boost. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for the Mac 10 loadout. But also, just before I go here, for the tactical, lethal, and field upgrades, I would recommend the stim shot, just because if you're gonna be like running and gunning stuff, if you get damage and you're in a huge gunfight, you want to be able to heal up quick so you can fire back. And for the lethal, I would say Stem X, Molotov, or Tomahawk, just because for the Tomahawk is instant kill no matter what, and that's pretty sweet, and it can bounce off walls, so I think that's cool. The Molotov has a wide range, you know, and it's also kind of stays there for long, so it's not like it goes away. It doesn't go away after a little bit. It stays there for like probably 30 seconds, I would say 15-30 seconds. Whereas but I chose the Stem X just because if you can stick it to somebody, that's an instant kill, kind of like the Tomahawk. So if you can hit them with the Stem X, they can stick to them. You can actually kill 2 people if they run off and their teammates are beside them. Where the Tomahawk is also an instant kill basically with the stick, or if you hit it on them. But then that's it, you know. So that's why I would choose the Stem X over the Tomahawk. And also, obviously, it sticks and it's a grenade, so it'll blow up and it can kill 2 people just with the like the splash damage of it. And so for the field upgrade, I would say the proximity mine, just because of the recharge time. So you see, it has 2 minutes recharge time, and then most of the other ones are over 2 minutes. The gas mine, I would actually recommend the gas mine too, but the only problem I have with that, so obviously it stays for long, which is good, but you can get out of the gas mine kind of. The proximity mine is really hard to get out of. Like if you trigger it and it blows up, there's not much you can do. The only other one that has a better recharge time though is the trophy system, which I honestly don't even like, I know it explodes grenades and stuff, but it's not that important unless you're camping in a spot, right? It's not important unless you're camping, and I don't like to camp. I'd rather like go out and fight. And the field mic, it's the listening device that highlights enemy sounds on your minimap. I tried that once, and I honestly don't even understand it. Maybe you like it. If you really like it, then choose that one. But I don't really understand it, so I just go with the proximity mine. And so for the perks, I just kind of go with the starting ones here. So the engineer detects enemy equipment and score streak. So if there's like a proximity mine or a gas mine or a trophy or whatever, you can see it, and I like that a lot. With the perk 2, I'll go with the tracker, so I can see the enemy's footsteps, so I can see which way they're headed, and I can also see them easier. Then for perk 3, I would say Gung Ho, just because it fires your weapon while sprinting, which is really important. And you can use equipment too, and you can move at full speed when reloading, and then you can switch your weapons faster if you need to. And you take less damage from falling and fire more accurately when sliding. It's just like an all around good thing, you know. It's all around. But also too, if another good perk, if you don't want to use that one, Ghost or Cold Blooded or even Ninja, you know, all of those ones are good basically. Perk 3 is my favorite like perk slot really, because it has almost every single one is essential. Spycraft, I don't understand how that one really worked. I tried that, doesn't really understand, and it was really hard to do anything without the gung ho, so I just kept that one on. So for your wild cards, you'll want the gunfighter, or else you won't be able to utilize all the Mac 10's like special abilities and stuff. You won't be able to make it just the best it can be without the gunfighter. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. And you can use this if you want. I wouldn't recommend modding it in any way, but I mean, if you want to like add a different scope or a different stock, or if you want to change something about it, then that's alright. That's alright with me pretty much. Yeah, I don't really care if you add it. I wouldn't recommend it, but it doesn't really matter too much to me. And I'll see you all next time.